Hi, Gemini. It's almost June, and we are going to see what the angels have to tell you for June. Actually, tomorrow's June. I just have to get these readings done because I have to fly back home for a little bit, so I won't have time. Oh, Three of Cups. You are ready for some celebration, something exciting. Let's see what it's about. Three of Cups is a reuniting of some energies, so... Oh, Ten of Wands. I feel like it's been a burden for you to get to this place. Ten of Wands is the ending of a cycle. It took everything for you to make it to the finish line. But you did, or you're going to. It's coming. Something is a cycle is finishing out for you. Ten of Coins and Eight of Coins. Looks like you've been trying your hardest to put a lot of work into becoming financially stable and having everything financially that you need. The Eight of Coins is the card of putting in the work. The Ten of Coins is that completion of the money cycle. So you have two tens here, which tells me that this financial thing has been a really big burden, and you're trying to put the work in to get yourself to the place where finances are okay. Knave of Wands, Ace of Wands. I was saying Knave because Knave of Coins is here. Ace of Wands. There is a spark that is coming through you. Something very, very big and exciting. Knave of Coins comes, the coins move a little bit slowly because they're usually generally about finances. It's just a little bit of a slower energy, but when it finally comes in, it's very solid. And the Knave is actually the Page, so it's the Page of Pentacles, which is you have a new idea of how to go about maybe getting to that stability of getting to the sun. So it looks like maybe you have a lot of focus in the finances. Look at this, you got Ten of Coins again. It's like you're trying to complete this money cycle and get everything balanced. This is having enough for all of it to be stable enough to have your home and your family and travel and all that kind of good stuff. Seven of Cups. It looks like you have your fair share of choices in how to get there. So maybe you are contemplating a few different ideas as far as maybe a few different job offers, few different, even maybe full career paths, like a whole new, I think you're at a crossroads where you're starting to realize that there are several choices, and you don't know which way to go, and you almost feel like you're a little bit stuck in limbo. But it looks like you need to be saving. It's time to hold on to some of those pentacles. Be very cautious about where you are spending them. Okay, we have King of Swords and the Three of Pentacles. Looks like somebody is going to ask you to do some work for them, or you're really trying to get something with money right. King of Swords is an obsessive energy, so you have literally been obsessing about getting to this space of this is usually being asked to do something. So maybe you've been putting in a lot of work at work and trying to look, you're waiting for some sort of acknowledgement. Maybe you're waiting for a promotion of some kind or a bonus or something like that. And it's really, it's almost all you can focus on and all you can even think about is getting to that financial place, or that, like I said, it looks like almost like a promotion. That's usually like somebody commissioning you to do something for them, taking on more responsibility at work or whatever it is. You're looking to be acknowledged. Yeah, the Ten of Cups. You are looking for the happy ending, getting it all. This is almost like perfection in whatever way you define perfect to mean. But the Ten of Cups is having all of it. You had that Ten of Cups before. That's been happening with literally every reading this month, last month. It's just so crazy that you watch me shuffle. I can pull from different decks and you'll get repeated cards for whatever your story is, which means that usually that means two things for me. Either it's a message you really need to hear, or when we're talking about multiple parties in a situation, it means both people are on the same page and you're both feeling, the energy, similar energy is coming from both sides. Okay, what do we have here? We have Page of Wands, Page of Pentacles, and Eight of Wands. It looks like you might be waiting on communication to come in. This is a card of communication, but when it does come in, it changes everything. It comes in swiftly, sometimes unexpectedly, and it will change the course of action. And Page of Pentacles is that, again, you had that Page of Pentacles before. It's the new, where did it go? It's the new beginnings when it comes to, did you have Page of Pentacles? Actually, it might have been in my last reading. Then oh yeah, here it is. You did have Page of Pentacles. It's just called the Knave in this deck. So you have Page of Pentacles twice here, which tells me you're really trying to get this ball rolling with some sort of a new idea or a different way to go about either making money or handling money. And maybe you're waiting for communication to come, or this is the Page of Wands is an adventurer, has a new spark, new creative ideas, new exciting things coming. So this tells me I think really, Gemini, I'm kind of glad to be doing a different reading other than like a love or something like that right now, because that's what's coming up for everybody. But yours seems to be very pentacle, very money focused. But it looks like you're going onto a good path, or really trying to make sense of any creative sparks or anything that's coming up with finances. Yeah. Eight of Cups and the High Priestess. So Eight of Cups is a card of walking away, and the High Priestess is a card of intuition. So together this tells me that there is a situation you are absolutely ready to walk away from, whether it be your old financial situation, your old job, and that's why you have this that Page of Wands here that wants to kind of take off into a new direction. But it is really a time to go in and really be inward and really listen to your gut, listen to your intuition, listen to what it's telling you. This is not a time to be worry about the facts necessarily, or it is time to really, really listen to your gut and know what you need to walk away from, because there is something. If this, when that Eight of Cups is going to come out together with the High Priestess, that means there's something you need to be walking away from. What is it that they need to walk away from? What do the Geminis need to walk away from? I have a feeling it isn't necessarily something so much physical, but maybe in your heart you need to walk away from the spending habits you've had. Or Queen of Wands, she's the life of the party. I think you are spending your money too frivolously. That's the energy, because I asked what you needed to walk away from. And I think intuitively with the High Priestess, you also know that you've been spending too much. So whatever that means, whether, you've been spending too much on literally partying and going out because she is the queen of the party, the life of the party. Or maybe it's just you've been too loose with your money in the sense of you're just not really focused on, putting it aside for things that you might need to later on or something. But it's telling me that you know that you've been doing that. Princess of Swords, this is the Page of Swords. This is usually a little bit of like a spying energy, a very focused on finding out all of the facts kind of energy. Let's see what it's about, because it doesn't necessarily click in here unless we figure out why. You've got, okay, and this is ironic because this combo actually together came out in a different reading. I don't remember which sign, but it was Eight of Swords with the World, which means you are mentally blocking yourself from having everything that you want. But I feel like maybe, because I asked for it to clarify this Page of Swords, I feel like, okay, this is almost more intuitively coming in, but you may be watching someone online that you think has more than they have, and it's leaving you in a mental imprisonment of getting to your own world. Stop doing this. Stop focusing on other people, because I got to tell you, the internet is just that. And a lot of people who aren't really the most honest people, especially, will just, they just post, to boast, to not, it may not even be necessarily what's truly happening. Or so all that glitters isn't gold. Don't keep putting yourself in. It's like, I feel like you're paying too much attention to the Joneses, and it's leaving you in a mental imprisonment from realizing that you can have the world. You just have to see it differently. You never need to want what someone else has. It is not meant for you. I am 1000% a believer in that. It's why jealousy is literally the most pointless emotion ever. If you want something that someone else has, then go work for it and go get it. If you want, assuming it's a thing, I mean, if you want a person someone else has or whatever, and they're not meant for you, or that's just you're trying to fight a destiny that's not yours, and it doesn't make sense. I think you need to, again, stop paying attention. Don't try to keep up with the Joneses, because the Joneses are not anybody you want to be right now. They're not even telling the truth. I feel like the moon should have came out, because I feel like a lot of it is illusion. You have Queen of Swords. I feel like this is almost me right now. It's like you don't want to hear what I'm telling you, but you need to, because the Queen of Swords will tell you exactly like it is, will say what needs to be said, is very matter of fact, very practical. So it's telling you to listen to your intuition, go back into this energy of being a little bit more practical and a little bit more grounded. Because like I said, I feel like you may be paying too much attention. Yeah, Five of Swords. It's a little bit of a fighting energy, like a conflict. It's almost like you're conflicted within yourself of which way to go. But it's because you're not paying attention to your path. You're paying too much attention to what someone else is doing. I feel like your focus needs to shift. Like that's what the issue is here. Stop thinking that somebody else has something that's supposed to be yours, or it's not. It's not. Either it's not the right time for it to be yours, or it's just not supposed to be yours. But I feel like that you got that Eight of Cups before. Something is telling me you need to walk away from that energy in order to actually have what you want. Because I think you're trying to go about it the right way, but I think you're misguided in why you're trying to get there. It's almost like, I feel almost like a competitive energy. So be careful about going into that, because if you're not, the only person you should be competing with is you. You know, strive to be better than you were yesterday, the day before, the year before, whatever. Don't strive to be better than someone else, or there is no such thing. That doesn't even make sense. Okay, let's see what's going on here. You've got a lot happening. Three of Wands, yeah. Two of Wands, which comes before this, is when you're kind of deciding which path to go on. By the time you've hit the Three of Wands, you've kind of decided what energy you're ready to be in and to go forth with. And I think I think there's maybe a piece of a story that's missing, because you've got that Eight of Wands again. Or did you get it before? Oh, no, you had Ten of Wands before. The Eight of Wands is no, I think you got the Eight of Wands too. The Eight of Wands is that card of that swift, yeah, you did. The Eight of Wands is that card of the swift communication, where something is going to be said. It's going to change the course of things abruptly, quickly, but it's okay, because it puts you onto the path that you need to be on. These all came out together. I feel like in the middle of all that, there's a part of you that's going to feel kind of stabbed in the back, whether it's walking away from, where you were putting the work in before because you know it's not good, or whatever it is. A part of you is going to feel a little bit stabbed in the back, but it's okay, because you got that Page of Wands again. There is new exciting energy coming. Maybe travel. Maybe it's time for you guys to go away or to get away a little bit, and you might be able to kind of see it more clearly when you're not in the middle of it. Yeah, you have two cards of travel and going and leaving. This is the Six of Swords. It's time to pack up what's yours and move along to calmer, clearer waters and a better path. It's time to figure out where you're supposed to put that work in. You've been calling on your guides and asking for help and asking for signs and putting in the work. But it just, again, this is a card of walking away. You got the Eight of Cups. It might be time for you to walk away from your old patterns of thinking in order to open yourself up to a new energy or something better, a spark that's going to come in of some sort. Let's see. What's the energy for June? What should my Geminis focus on for? We were just talking, we got the Three of Wands, and I was explaining the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is, you're looking at both paths carefully, and you feel like one of them can give you the whole world in your hands, but you're not paying attention to the other option too, which might be just fine and might really be the better choice for you. Sometimes this is the one that we think we want to take off and go with, but it's because we're neglecting that there might be another option. So again, I feel like this is almost like an energetic ending, not necessarily a physical ending of something. Like you may not actually be walking away from a job, but you might be focusing differently, on how you look at it, or it might be why you have that energy of, like I was saying before, that you feel like it's time to be promoted or to be recognized for your efforts. So maybe it's time to just kind of shift attitude. Yeah, you got the High Priestess. High Priestess again, which the High Priestess knows. She knows how to listen to her intuition. And this Queen of Cups is full of emotion, motherly, nurturing, very domestic. And it's time to maybe to refocus on how you're going to get to your emotional fulfillment. Because once you are emotionally fulfilled, I think the finances line up better and make more sense. And I think you know this too. That's why you got this High Priestess. I think it's time for you to kind of go in, reflect, actually look at the different paths and the different choices, and go with what it could be, male, female, it doesn't matter. Whatever that maternal part of you, the nurturing part, remembers that you have to kind of nurture yourself a little bit more in this. And I think once you are in a better place like that emotionally, the pentacles come. The work makes more sense. You're able to save. You're able to, like I said, I think you have several choices. And a lot of it has to do with how you're spending right now for some reason. This is very focused financially and on excitement. And I think you have a lot of excitement when it comes to the finances. But yeah, this is, your cup is overflowing, and it's overflowing with emotion. It's time to pay attention to where your heart is, because that's going to lead you. You get that Ace of Cups is that new beginning, lead you all the way up to the Queen of Cups, which is the fulfillment of the emotions and the wishes, and knowing exactly where you belong. I think it almost feels like emotionally you've been a little bit in a rough spot, and that's why you're kind of re-putting the focus onto the finances. But then the finances kind of end up struggling, and then you're using the finances to make up for what's lacking in that emotional part. So it's time to kind of put away, save, chill out with the spending a little bit, and pay attention to what is emotionally fulfilling you right now, because that's going to be where your time is better spent. Yeah, you got the Five of Swords again. You got the Five of Swords before. That's that fighting energy. Where is it? Yeah, here again. Again, constant repeated cards in each deck. 78 cards in each deck. So what's the likelihood that the same ones are going to keep falling out? The message is for you. I feel like you are internally battling, and this is a card of where you have to be careful, because the Five of Swords will try to win at all costs. See how in this one all the swords are pointing in the same direction, and here it's almost like you don't care how the other people who are walking away are feeling. It's almost very ego driven. So you have to be careful, because sometimes finances put us in a position of ego. And that just means that we forget that things like that cannot fulfill where something else isn't being fulfilled, where the emotions aren't right. So don't think that if I just put all my effort into work and I'm gonna win at all costs. In the end, it's all just gonna work out. And be careful about that energy, because if you're not focusing, anytime you're focusing on the wrong thing, if it's for the wrong reason and it's because you're trying to distract yourself from something else, it's never gonna work out right. You have to, yeah, at the end, I think you just want the stability. The Hierophant is a card of, marriages and doing things the traditional way. And I think you have to be careful with that, because I think in this reading with all of this, it's talking about how if you are trying to keep up with the Joneses, it's going to stop you from getting to this, because this is in your heart of hearts what you want. It's just, don't go about it by trying to keep up with the Joneses, because who gives a shit about the Joneses? The Joneses aren't sitting around fucking talking about you. So don't worry about what they have, what they don't have, what it's got nothing to do with you. You're here to live your life. Stop. Yeah, you can be the emperor. Sit back on your throne, have everything, rule over your land, worry about your land, worry about you and yours, what happens in you and your home. And that's how you get to that stability of the Hierophant. You know, the Hierophant is good and in a good position, and people go to the Hierophant for advice and for how to lead the way. And the same with the Emperor. So put yourself into a better energy when it comes to that. Let's see if there's any other. There we go. You got that Two of Swords. You are definitely at a crossroads of trying to figure out which way to go. I think you opened with the Two of Swords, if I remember right. I think that was here too somewhere. But I mean, regardless, it closes your reading with it, of letting you know that you have those two choices. You can go with where your heart is taking you right now, in that direction, and put your focus on the emotional fulfillment that you're looking for, and kind of walk away from that energy of worrying about the Joneses, worrying about if you have enough or don't have enough, or be more cautious with the finances, be more guarded, not more guarded, less guarded with you, more guarded with your money and less guarded with your heart, so that your heart can kind of take off in the right direction. Guide. Yeah, I just said before, you were asking your guides, a guide, a mentor, a trustworthy ally. Listen to your guides. Maybe somebody around you has, told you about this and is trying to help you sort some of this out. Maybe you need to, like I said, go to your guides and rely on your family, your friends, whoever your guides are, your coworkers, to be able to fulfill that part of you that is not getting fulfilled with the refocus on the finances. Yes, focus on your finances, but focus on saving rather than spending, and focus on you, because when you are more solid and stable within yourself, you're going to attract more of the solid and the stable and from everything around you. So good luck in June, Geminis. Happy birthday. I hope it's a really, really great month for you. It looks like it's pretty solid. I mean, you are okay. I just think we have to kind of go in a little bit more, look at what the heart space is wanting, as opposed to refocusing that energy and, just in that ego sense. I hope you have a great June, and I'll see you next month.